The left is once again trying to sanitize and revise history. But this time, 57% of Americans disagree and are fighting back. I'm one of them, and I'm going to tell you all about it. This time, progressives are attacking Christopher Columbus and Columbus Day, which to me is ridiculous. Because when I was a kid, I loved Columbus Day, as did everybody else. It gives you a 3-day holiday. Nobody really thought about the history behind it. Kids loved it. Parents loved it because they've got off work and they got a 3-day holiday. And everybody went about their lives not really overthinking this, not thinking too much about it or being aggrieved. But enter the modern day left. They've got a grievance about everything. If the wind blows in the wrong direction, they're filing petitions wanting to ban airflow in Congress. So it doesn't surprise me that the left is now on this mission to eradicate Columbus Day. And also unsurprising is that they succeeded in Los Angeles. That doesn't surprise anybody. Back in August, the Los Angeles City Council decided to eradicate Columbus Day, just made believe it didn't exist, and they replaced it with Indigenous Peoples Day. In fact, one local legislator called it restorative justice. You really can't make this stuff up. I can write pretty creatively, and I could never come up with some of the things liberal politicians say. They are absolutely, they're gems. They're precious. But this is about a bigger war on our culture. You know, I often say on social media that we're in Civil War 2.0, an ideological civil war. And things like this really convince me that we are. Because this war on Columbus Day has very little to do with Christopher Columbus and has everything to do with traditionalism, values, and Western European history. This is about eradicating Western European, aka white history. Now, I like history, whether it's good or bad. I want to know all about bad history because we cannot become better as a society unless we learn from the things we did wrong hundreds, if not thousands of years ago. And history is a bloody thing. The left has a problem grasping that, or they're just afraid to think about it because they're so soft. But history is a bloody thing. Think about the things we learned as kids in school. We learned about wars, and we learned about plagues, and we learned about beheadings, and we learned about all these terribly tragic things that made us who we are as a global society. America was built on blood and bullets. It's who we are as a nation. We came to be because of a revolution. We can't sanitize that. Guys like Columbus were explorers. They were going thousands of miles to places they knew nothing about, encountering pretty brutal tribes. Of course, warfare was going to ensue. We can get into debates all day long about who was right and who was wrong. Justice debates, sociological debates, philosophical debates about who was right, who was wrong. Were the indigenous people right? Defending their land? Was Columbus right in the end? Because society never would have advanced. There never would have been technological advancements and the growth of civilization had explorers like him not taken over some of these places, conquered these places, explored these places. Those are debates left for a longer form. Those are debates left for another forum. But we can talk about how stupid it is to attack cultural institutions like Columbus Day, and Americans are fighting back. A recent poll showed that 57% of Americans, 57%, nearly 60% of Americans support leaving Columbus Day alone and just as it is. And I can pretty much guarantee you the reason is they want their 3-day holiday. And they don't want to go around sounding like a bunch of moronic liberals saying things like, Happy Indigenous Peoples Day, driving away in their Prius with their coexist bumper sticker on the back. Because the progressives who do that look moronic. It's affected. It's contrived. And we know they don't really believe in it. They just have this confusing desire to be a perpetually aggrieved class. And this is creating some problems in places like New York City. Because you have far-left guys like Mayor Bill de Blasio, he's mirroring Los Angeles, launching his own attack on Columbus Day. But New York City has a very wealthy, very large, and very powerful Italian-American community. People like Rudy Giuliani and billionaire Ken Langone, Wall Street titans, political titans from the Italian-American community with unlimited resources, both financial and political, are now pushing back because they see it as an assault on them. Christopher Columbus has long been a symbol of the Italian-American community, especially in New York City. I grew up there. As an Italian-American guy, I know these people. Their resources are limitless. They're financial, they're political, like I was saying. They are very wealthy, very well-connected people. And de Blasio picked a fight here that he probably cannot win. In fact, just this week, Italian-American leaders boycotted a de Blasio event at Gracie Mansion. That's where the New York City mayor lives, celebrating the Italian-American community. Well, the leaders of that community, those people with the political context and with the money, decided not to show up. And when you're a politician and you lose one of your most powerful, wealthiest groups, when you lose not just their support, but now their adversaries, you've put yourself into some pretty hot water. But I expected no less from a guy like Bill de Blasio. But this is even bigger than that. This is about an attack on you, the things you hold dear, the things that you want to see continue. Progressives will not allow that until they sanitize our entire culture and bring us down to the lowest common denominator of third world country. And we absolutely cannot let them do that. We cannot let them win this ideological Civil War 2.0. You know I fight it every day. And I know if you watch me, if you listen to me, if you follow me on social media, you fight it alongside me. We really are the soldiers in this ideological civil war, this Civil War 2.0. And we can never stop fighting because the left will never stop their baseless attacks. If you like this segment, if you like what we're doing here at The Rebel, please subscribe to our premium service, www.therebel.media/shows. Thank you so much for watching. I'm John Cardillo. I'll be back with you tomorrow.